ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुक्तापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Shri Vishakhamnitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanath Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpitruvyasya Kripa Sindhuvaya Patitakangi Vaishnavyo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, welcome to Corporate Bhagavad Gita. We'll continue from where we had stopped. We are in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we completed 16 verses. We read the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, that is from 8, 9, 10, 11. Last time we finished that. Then after hearing that, Arjuna says, you are the supreme. And then he says, how can I, please tell me in detail your divine opulences. So in this chapter he's saying, you tell me the details of your divine opulences so that I can constantly think of you. Um, when say you reach home and you see the shoes of your children, you immediately know that they are there in the house, right? You can perceive their presence. Now Arjuna is asking the same way, wherever I look in this world, I should be able to relate that with you. And if I constantly think about you, that is devotional service. So Krishna, you tell me what are your vibhutis, your opulences. So that's the purpose. The purpose of this chapter is how everything is in Krishna. Okay, and then the next chapter, 11th chapter, will be how everything. Oh, sorry. This chapter is how Krishna is in everything, and the next chapter is how everything is in Krishna. So here we are going to see Krishna in everything. So he is going to give a list of it. So let's get to verse number 17. Over here, Katham Vidvams Aham Yogims Tvam Sada Parichantayan Keshu Keshu Sabhaveshu Chintoasi Bhagwan Maya. Oh Krishna, supreme mistake, how can I constantly think of you and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? So, how do I perform devotional service? By constantly thinking of Krishna. So, Arjuna is asking the same information from Krishna only. How do I do that? As it is stated in the previous chapter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is covered by his Yoga Maya. Only surrendered soul and devotees can see him. Now, Arjuna is convinced that his friend Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he wants to know the general process by which the all-pervading Lord can be understood by the common man. Common men, including the demons and atheists, cannot know Krishna because he is guarded by his Yoga Maya energy. So Krishna is guarded by his Yoga Maya energy. So people cannot identify him, that he is the Supreme. So now Krishna has to tell how to remember him, how to constantly think of him. Again, these questions are asked by Arjuna for their benefit. The superior devotee is concerned not only for his own understanding but for the understanding of all mankind. So for our benefit, this knowledge is asked by Arjuna. So Arjuna, out of his mercy, because he is a Vaishnava devotee, is opening for a common man the understanding of the all pervasiveness of the Supreme Lord. He addresses Krishna specifically as Yogin. Because Sri Krishna is the master of Yoga Maya energy, by which he is covered and uncovered to the common man. The common man who has no love for Krishna always thinks of, uh, cannot always think of Krishna. Therefore, he has to think materially. Arjuna is considering the mode of thinking of the materialistic people of life. The words Keshu Keshu Bhaveshu refers to material nature. The word Bhava means physical things, because materialistic cannot understand Krishna spiritually. They are advised to concentrate the mind on the physical things and then try to see how Krishna is manifested by physical representation. Another reason why this information is asked is because we live in this world and we see things, right? For us to experience something spiritual is we are not at that level. So we are at a level where through our senses we are seeing things. So how is Krishna in these all material things will help us to advance uh, in our spirituality. Okay. 10.80 विस्तरेणात्मनो योगम विस्तरेण आत्मनः योगम विस्तरेण आत्मनः योगम विभूतिं च जनार्दन भूय कथया तृप्तिर्हि शृण्वतो नास्ति में अमृतम. O Janardhan, again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For more and more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. A similar statement is made by Suta Goswami by Rishis in Naimisharanya, headed by Sonaka. The statement is Vayam tu na vitprayamna uttama shloka vikrame yat shrinimatam rasa jnanam swadu swadu pade pade. One can never be satiated even though one continuously hears the transcendental pastime of Krishna, who is glorified by excellent praise. Those who have entered into the transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step the description of the pastimes of the Lord. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam. Similar thing to what Arjuna said, there Suta Goswami said. Thus, Krishna is interested in hearing. Arjuna is interested in hearing about Krishna, and specifically, he remains as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. Now, as far as the Amritam nectar is concerned, any narration or statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. Nectar means Amrit. Amrit, it's never dying. So, Krishna's pastimes are like nectar to our soul, they never die. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. Modern stories, fiction, histories are different from transcendental pastimes of the Lord. In that, one will tire of hearing mundane stories, but one will never tire of hearing about Krishna. People sometimes see movies, but if the same movie comes, then they are not interested in seeing. They say, we know this. So there is a limitation in this, material fiction, stories, histories. It's a limitation. But Krishna's pastime, his pastime of lifting the Govardhan, killing Kamsa, so many of them. Devotees hear again and again, and they go deeper in it every time. So it is very fresh. It is ever fresh. It's like that. It is for this reason only the history of the whole universe is replete with references to the pastimes of the incarnation of Godhead. The Puranas are histories of bygone ages that relate to the pastime of various incarnations of the Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh despite repeated readings. It is forever fresh. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Hante hantate हंतते कथयांसि दिव्य ही आत्म विभूतया प्रदयायन्तः कुरुक्षेत्र नास्ति अंतो विस्तरस्य मे. The Supreme Person of Godhead said, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestation, but only of those which are prominent. Oh Arjuna, of my opulences are limitless. Now Krishna's opulences, vibhutis are limitless. There is no count to it. So he is going to tell only which are prominent ones. It is not possible to comprehend the greatness of Krishna and his opulences. The senses of the individual soul are limited and do not permit him to understand the totality of Krishna's affairs. Still, the devotee tries to understand Krishna, but not on the principle that he will be able to understand Krishna fully at any specific time or any state of life. So we want to try to understand Krishna, not to, like, I'll understand Krishna fully. No. We want to understand Krishna so that we can remember him constantly. That is our goal. Our whole material education is that we need to complete our subject, understand totally A to Z, right? Of that particular subject. Let's take mathematics, physics, chemistry, whatever. We want to know A to Z of it. Then we know, okay, I know fully that subject. That is not to be applied here in spirituality. In spirituality, first thing is Krishna is unlimited. So we'll never have A to Z. Okay. So we have to understand that much which will help us to remember him constantly. That is the goal of spirituality. Of Krishna consciousness, that is the goal. To remember Krishna every moment. So what all is that list? Krishna will start saying. Rather, the very topics of Krishna are so relishable that they appear to devotees a nectar. Thus, the devotees enjoy them. In discussing Krishna's opulences and his diverse energies, the pure devotees take transcendental pleasure. Therefore, they want to hear and discuss them. Krishna knows that living entities do not understand the extent of his opulences. He therefore agrees to state only the principal manifestation of his different energies. The word padhayantaha, principle, is very important because we can understand only a few of the principal details of the Supreme Lord, for his features are unlimited. It is not possible to understand them. And Vibhuti, as used in this verse, refers to the opulences by which he controls the whole manifestation. In Amarakosh dictionary, it is said that Vibhuti indicates an exceptional opulence. The impersonalist or pantheist cannot understand the exceptional opulences of the Supreme Lord nor the manifestation of his divine energies. Both in the material world, in the spiritual world, his energies are distributed in various variety of manifestation. Now Krishna is describing what can be directly perceived by the common man. Thus, part of his variegated energy is described in this way. So the word pantheist is used. This has a very specific meaning, pantheism. So pantheism means that they see God, or they see universe as the God. Okay, they see universe as the God. Maybe this picture can help us. Theism is God made the universe. Pantheism is this universe itself is God. Panentheism is the universe is inside God. It's a very interesting pictures people make. Okay, but yeah, pantheism is like considering the universe itself as the as God himself. So that is also very appreciated because one is trying to understand the God. Aham atma gudakesha sarva bhutasya sthita aham adisya madhyam cha bhutanam anta evata. Okay, now Krishna is going to give the list and we will, yes, here it is. Okay, this whole list is going to talk. The first thing he says, I am super soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. So I am Paramatma. Ashaya Sthita, situated within the heart. Aham, I am. So that is Paramatma. So first thing Krishna is saying, I am Paramatma. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. So the beings that we have a beginning, right? We take birth, we live, and then we end. So that whole process is directed by Krishna. In this word, Arjuna is addressed as Budakesha. Budakesha is one who has conquered the darkness of sleep. For those who are sleeping in darkness of ignorance, it is not possible to understand how the Supreme Lord manifests himself various ways in material and spiritual world. Thus, this address by Krishna to Arjuna is significant because Arjuna is above such darkness. The personality of Godhead agrees to describe his various opulences. Krishna first informed Arjuna that he is the soul of the entire cosmic manifestation by the dint of his primary expansion. He is the soul. So Paramatma is spread everywhere in the whole cosmic manifestation. In the whole cosmology, Paramatma is spread. That's the first thing Krishna is saying. So there is no place where Krishna is not there. That is understanding of that. Okay, he may give this list, but there are many things which are beyond this list, right? If he has covered mountains, rivers and water bodies, there are many more other things also. So Krishna is at the start only saying, I am Paramatma, I am spread everywhere. So wherever you see sublime, wherever you see greatness, that comes from Krishna. Before the material creation, the Supreme Lord, by his plenary expansion, accepts the Purusha incarnation. From him, everything begins. Therefore, he is the Atma, the soul of the Mahat Tattva, the universal element. The total material energy is not the cause of creation. Actually, the Mahavishnu enters the Mahat Tattva, the total material energy. He is the soul, and when Mahavishnu enters into manifested universes, I'll show the picture of this. Let me finish this paragraphs and then I'll show the picture. He again manifests himself as super soul in each and every living entity. We have experience of that. We have experienced that the personal body of the living entity exists due to the presence of spiritual spark. Without the existence of spiritual spark, the body cannot develop. Similarly, the material manifestation cannot develop unless the super soul Krishna enters, as stated in the Subala Upanishad. The Supreme Personal Godhead is existing as a super soul in all manifested universes. The three Purusha avatars in Srimad Bhagavatam, they are also called as described in Narada Pancharatra, one of the Sattvata Tantras. The Supreme Personal Godhead manifests three features: Karunadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu. The Mahavishnu or Karunadakshay Vishnu. So Mahavishnu's another name is Karunadakshay Vishnu. Is described in Brahma Samhita. Yah Karna Vajale Bhajate Sma Yoga Netra. The Supreme Lord Krishna, the cause of all causes, lies down in the cosmic ocean as Mahavishnu. Therefore, the Supreme Personal Godhead is the beginning of this universe and maintainer of the universal manifestation and the end of all energy. Okay, a lot of things were said, but in simple words, let me just show you. So this is like the whole picture of spiritual plus material world. There is Golok Vrindavan, there is Vaikuntha planets. Okay, and then this is the material world. Inside this material world, you see another Vishnu. This is Mahavishnu. So this is Mahavishnu. From each of his pores come out various universes. So we are in one of the universe. This is one universe. Inside that there is another Vishnu which is called Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So what is another name of Mahavishnu? Karunadaksha Vishnu. So Garbhodaksha Vishnu is the next expansion of Krishna. And then he expands into Karunadaksha, Garbhodakshay, Karunadakshay and Shirodakshay. Shirodakshay. Yeah, that is the Paramatma. Shirodakshay Vishnu is Paramatma. That is spread in every atom. Okay. So this is what Krishna is saying, that I am the super soul of the universe and also every body that is there in the universe. Any questions? Any questions?
Prabhuji, can you repeat this the sequence Mahavishnu to Chirodak Sai Vishnu? Prabhuji,
Huh.
that
So first there is Krishna. Actually, the sequence is very big. First there is Krishna. He expands into Radharani. He expands into Balram. And Balram
Mhm,
expands into four: Pradyumna, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Niruddha. Okay.
mhm,
And from Sankarshan, he expands into second quadruple level: Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Mahasankarshan, Vasudev. And that expands into, again, Sankarshan expands into Sadashiv. This is in the spiritual world. Then he expands into Karana Raksha Vishnu, that is Mahavishnu. From his each and every pore comes every single universe. We are in one of them. In that universe, there is another Vishnu, which is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he from his navel comes Brahma. There is another Vishnu who is called Shirodaksha Vishnu, which is the Parma. Like that it is. So
Prabhuji, this Sadashiv, you saying where is this Sadashiv? Sada
yeah, it is beyond Brahmajyoti.
Brahmajyoti.
Yeah. It is meant for those souls who achieve liberation, okay, but they have not achieved devotion to Krishna.
Because Prabhuji, this Supreme God Sadashiv, they are used by Brahma Kumaris as the
Yeah, but I don't know what Shastra they are referring and all that. We need to understand that Shastras are very important to refer.
yes, 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 Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Anyway,
Prabhuji.
um, let's get back to Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Okay, now Krishna is starting of his list. Adityanam aham Vishnu Jyotisham Ravir Amshuman. Amshuman. Where it is? Anshuman, yeah.
Yeah, Amshuman Prabhuji.
Marichir Marutam Ashmi Nakshatranam aham Shashi. Oh, of the Adityas I am Vishnu. Of the sun I am Vishnu. Sorry, of the Adityas. This is something else. Of lights I am radiant sun. How many lights are there in this world? There are stars, there are moon, and so many. Only the sun's radiance is greatest. Of the Maruts, I am Marichi, and among the stars, I am the moon. There are 12 Adityas, of which Krishna is principal. Among all the luminaries shining the sky, the sun is the chief. And in the Brahma Samhita, the sun is accepted as the glowing eye of the Supreme Lord. There are 50 varieties of wind blowing in the space, and these winds are controlling deities. And of the winds of the controlling deities, Marichi represents Krishna. So whatever is there in this material world, right? Whatever is the principle of it, the topmost of it, that is Krishna. That is Krishna means, is that Krishna? No. He is holding the potency of Krishna. That's what it means. So whenever Krishna says, I am this, I am that, it means, let's say among the stars, the moon is more prominent at night, and thus the moon represents Krishna. It represents Krishna, okay? It represents Krishna. That potency of the moon light is the best. That is coming from Krishna. That's what this whole understanding is. When Krishna says, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that, it simply means he is the source of it. And that's how when one sees the moon, then he can remember Krishna. Isn't it? Very simple. Arjuna wanted to know where all Krishna is spread. Now Krishna is saying, I am in the moon, I am in the wind, I am in the sun. It becomes easy, right, now to remember Krishna. It appears that the moon is one of the stars. Therefore, the stars that twinkle in the sky also reflect the light of the sun. The theory is that there are many suns within the universe is not accepted by Vedic literature. The sun is one, and as by the reflection of the sun and the moon illuminates, and also do the stars. Since Bhagavad Gita indicates herein that the moon is one of the stars, the twinkling stars are not suns but are similar to the moon. So sometimes scientists say that these twinkling stars are sun also, but actually they are not sun. They are still um, planets only. Okay. So we finish this off. Okay, this is not given in. Okay. Okay, this is not in chronology. It's not in chronology. Okay, anyway, you go ahead. Vedanam samavedosmi. Devanam asmi vasavaha. Indriyanam manaschaishmi. Bhutanam asmi chetana. Of the Vedas, I am Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of the heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind, and in the living entity, I am living force. Why Samaveda is used? It is a very beautiful singing Vedas. So when the recitation of the Vedas start, then the Samaveda shlokas are very profound in listening. Of the Devatas, I am Indra. Of the Devatas, I am Indra. Indra is the king, right? He is the king of all the Devatas. So, and he is all powerful. Indra is also very, very powerful. That all that ability, everything is coming from Krishna. So the point is, when Arjuna sees Indra, then he remembers Krishna. Of the senses, I am the mind. How many senses do we have? Can you name them?
Prabhuji, five senses:
Yeah, can you name?
eye, ear, nose, skin, touch. I think.
Yeah. Out of which is the strongest? The more subtle it is strongest. Right? So mind, where is the mind?
Mind, sense, the leader of these senses. Yeah,
Of course, it is the leader,
yeah,
um, but it is the most strongest.
strongest. Yeah.
Like hands can stop. Um, Sorry. Okay, I just lost the thought. Now, oh yeah. So hands are strong, right? Hands are strong, legs are strong. Then how come the mind is the leader of the senses?
Because mind is giving command to them.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
that's why.
exactly. It is the mind which is controlling or is connecting with the senses. It's controlling in the senses, right? In the living entity, I am living force. Our ability to live, that life force that we have within our body, is Krishna. Any message? Okay, okay, no problem. The difference between matter and spirit is that matter has no consciousness like the living entity. Therefore, this consciousness is supreme and eternal. Eternal consciousness cannot be produced by combination of matter. This is a straightforward statement. Difference between matter and spirit is that matter is not alive. Matter doesn't have a consciousness, but spirit has. Rudranam Shankarashchasmi Vittesha Vittesho Yaksha Rakshanam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meruha Shikrinam Aham. Of all the Rudras, I am Shiva. See, there are 11 Rudras, and Bhagwan Shiva is the topmost of all. Of the Yakshas and the Rakshasas, I am Kuvera, the Lord of the Wealth. Everyone wants wealth, right? It's present with unlimited quantity with Kuvera. Kuvera or Kubera, both mean the same. Of the Vasus, I am fire. Fire is greatest. Why? It can destroy everything in its path. Of the mountains, I am Meru. Now, where is this mountain Meru? And anyone tell me where is Mount Meru?
Mount Meru.
I will just show for a minute. Okay, I don't think I have a picture. This video is very amazing video. It's about Vedic cosmology. I'll take a picture. It will be there. Oh, Mount Meru. Yeah. So now this is difficult to imagine, but I will just show. Yeah, let's go here. Okay, you can see this picture.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Still, this doesn't show Mount Meru. Let's see. Sorry, I'm taking some time because this thing takes some time to understand. Yeah, this is much better picture. So this is the cross section of one universe. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. From him, the stem of Lord Brahma comes up, and Lord Brahma, he then creates the 14 planetary systems. Okay, around the stem. In the middle one is the Bhuloka, and the below ones are the Patal Loka. Above ones are Swargaloka. Okay, and then there are technical names: Bhuvarlok, Satyalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Mahalok. Okay, on this particular plane, there is a inverted or cone-like mountain, which is golden. That mountain is called Meru.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now next to Meru, Meru stands on Jambu Deep. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. This is Mount Meru. Okay. There are divisions of mountains. 3 year, three there, 1 year, 1 year. At the very end of one of them is where the earth is. This is how Vedic cosmology tells. At the very end of this mountain range is the earth. So this is the outer earth. Now this thing is in 7 concentric circles. Actually, this is another way to look at it. This is Bharatavarsha. This is Jambu Dvipe. This whole Dweep is called Jambu Dvipe. Bharatavarsha. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear the Brahmana saying, right, in the Sankalpa he will say
Yeah,
Jambu
Prabhuji.
Dvipe,
Bharat Khande.
Bharatavarsha, all that he will say. So this is what he means. He's giving the location where we are doing the Sankalpa. So Meru mountain is here. Getting? Meru mountain
Mm-hmm.
is here. It's okay. Next, there are 7 concentric circles. This is just one dweep. Like that, there are 7 concentric circles. Okay, this picture is not that clear. Huh. Here you can see this. There are 7 concentric circles, meaning we are in this middle one. Like this, there are 7. In between, there are oceans. That also some are not every ocean is salt. Some are milk, some are with oil, like that. This is how the outer earth is divided. So I will share this YouTube link. You can check. huh? You can see this video and understand better. Okay. There are 11 Rudras, of whom Shankara, Lord Shiva, is predominant. He is the incarnation of Supreme Lord in charge of the modes of ignorance in the universe. The leader of the Yakshas, Rakshas is Kuvera, the master treasurer of the demigods. He is the representation of the Supreme Lord. Meru is the mountain famed for its rich natural resources. First of all, it's made of gold. Then it has a lot of other things also. पुरोधशां च मुख्यं मां विधिपात बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनाम अहम संस्कंद सरसाम अस्मि सागरः. O priest of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brahaspati. So Brahaspati is the chief priest of the Devatas. Of generals, I am Kartikeya. Murugan Swami, na? So Kartikeya is son of Lord Shiva, and he's a very powerful general in a battlefield. So he's the um, general, the top general in the battle, in the army of the Devatas.
Hello.
Of the bodies of water, I am the ocean. There are many bodies of water. Which are those? Pond is there, lake is there. But how big is the ocean compared to these ponds and lake? Tremendously big, no? You cannot even say 10,000, 1,000, nothing. Number only doesn't come into our head. Okay. Indra is the chief demigod of the heavenly planet, is known as the king of the heavens. The planet on which he reigns is called Indraloka. So Indra lives on a planet, on his planet, which is called Indraloka. Brahaspati is the Indra's priest, and since Indra is the chief of all kings, Brahaspati is the chief of all priests. And as Indra is the chief of all kings, similarly Skanda or Kartikeya, the sons of Parvati and Lord Shiva, is the chief of all material commanders. And of all the bodies of water, the ocean is the greatest. The representation of Krishna only gives hint of his goodness. Okay. Whatever is the chief, that is Krishna. Next verse. Maharshinam Briguraham Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japo Yagna Asmi Sthavaram Himalaya. Of the great sages I am Brigu, of vibrations I am transcendental Om. Om, when we chant, right, that is Krishna. Of sacrifice, I am chanting the holy name Japa. Japa is what devotees do. They chant like this with their hand here and the index finger out, and they chant the holy name. This is called Japa. They chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or other names of Krishna. That is all Japa. So here, what is the sacrifice that is going on? We are sacrificing our time, energy, and what yajna is going on? The tongue is the yajna, sthali, and the holy names are being offered like that. Of the immovable, I am the Himalayas. So the Himalayas are the immovable things. Okay, one thing I want to tell. We in India know where are the Himalayas. You know, right? Do you know
Yes,
where the
Prabhuji.
Himalayas? Yeah. But the Shastra which talk about Himalayas, right, is even beyond this particular Himalaya that we have. Okay.
Mhm. So Prabhuji, in the previous verse, the in the name of mountains, Meru came, Sumeru
Ah.
Parvat.
Hmm.
But because we consider Himalaya as a mountain, Parvat. But here it is like a non-living, immovable things.
Immovable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the thing is, okay. Okay, anyway, you can see this video. I'll share this link. It will give some idea of cosmology.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Right now I think I may not be able to fully explain also. It's some complicated. Brahma, the
I think
first.
I think some text is given below, Prabhuji. Yeah, in the same text.
What?
Yeah. Some description is given in the purport, Prabhuji.
Yeah, some description is there, but
Mm.
much more detail. Is in the
Yeah, yeah.
fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, other scriptures. Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several suns for propagation of various kinds of species. Among these suns, Bhrigu is the most powerful sage. Bhrigu is very powerful. Of all the transcendental vibrations, Om represents Krishna. Of all the sacrifice, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended, but in the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. There is no violence only. It is simplest, purest. Whatever is sublime in this world is a representation of Krishna. See, this is the defining sentence of this chapter. Whatever is sublime in this world is the representation of Krishna. Sublime. Extremely high quality that makes you admire. Ati Shreshta, Ati Prashanshaniya, Uddata. So that's what it means. Okay, so from this chapter, what we are trying to learn is whatever is sublime in this world is a representation of Krishna. So if we see a cricketer and Sachin Tendulkar, he's playing so nicely. Do we see him now as Sachin Tendulkar after reading Bhagavad Gita, this particular chapter? How do we see then Sachin Tendulkar?
Like any living being. One
Yeah,
of
a living being who is gifted by Krishna to be so nice in cricket, right?
correct. Yeah, yes, bro.
That's the whole thing. People worship Sachin Tendulkar, but we will see devotees will see it differently. Devotees will see, Arey, he has the capacity. He's like he plays so nicely cricket, but that ability is coming from Krishna. So they will be grateful to Krishna, and that's how they will remember Krishna.
Hmm.
Getting Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountain in the world, also represents him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in previous verse, but Meru is sometimes immovable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru. Okay, the Himalayas are never movable, cannot be
Yeah,
moved, but Meru is sometimes movable. It's a very interesting information. I didn't know. Ashwatha sarva vikshana devarshinam cha nardah गंगाधर वनम चित्ररथः सिद्धानाम कपिलो मुनियो. Somebody's trying to join. Of the trees I am the banyan tree, and of the sages I am among the demigods I am Narada. Of the Gandharvas I am Chitraratha, and among perfected beings I am the sage Kapila. Ashwatha. Ashwatha actually, here it is translated as banyan tree, but it can also mean people tree also.
people tree. Yeah, Prabhuji, I was same thing. I think I
Yeah,
had.
other acharyas have translated Ashwatha as people tree. But it's okay. Banyan tree is also like that.
So banyan is like Prabhuji, like bargad in Hindi we call it bargad tree.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
How big a banyan tree can become? It's in Kolkata. Oh, this one is in Bangalore. See,
Oh.
there is main trunk and then there are multiple trunks.
Hmm.
That's a banyan tree.
Oh.
And there is the biggest banyan tree. It's in Kolkata. This picture is there. You can see how big it is spread. It's
Oh,
yeah. You see.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So whatever is great and sublime, like you can walk through it, and still it is the same tree that you're walking. Get it? So so that's sometimes banyan trees are so banyan tree is like so big. Many birds can stay in it. And and previously, right, people used to live in those banyan trees. It's such a big house would be there. So that ability of that banyan tree, that greatness is from Krishna. Among the sages, among the demigods, I am Narada. Priest, it was Brigu. And sages, sadhus of the Devatas. There are many sadhus of the Devatas. The primary one is Narada, Narad Muni. Of the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. Gandharvas are those who can dance and sing and create music so nicely. Um, Among the perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. The banyan tree is one of the highest and most beautiful trees, and the people in India often worship it as one of the daily morning rituals. Among the demigods, they also worship Narada, who is considered the greatest devotee in the universe. Thus, he is the representation of Krishna as the devotee. The Gandharva planet is filled with entities who can sing beautifully, and among them, the best singer is Chitraratha. Okay, sorry. Among the perfect living entities, Kapila, the son of Devahuti, is the representative of Krishna. He is considered incarnation of Krishna, and his philosophy is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Later on, another Kapila became famous, but his philosophy was atheistic. So, Sankhya philosophy, have you heard? That comes from Kapila Muni. Sankhya
Okay.
philosophy. Uchcheshwaram Ashwanam Vidimam Amritodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Narayanam Sa Adipam. Naranam Sa Naradipam.
Narad.
Of the horses, I am known to be Ucheshwara. So this horse is not on the earth, okay? This is a heavenly horse. And there are heavenly horses who can fly and run like fast. Among the toppest is this number one position is Ucheshwara. Produced during the churning of the ocean for nectar. So there is a pastime where demigod, devatas and
Rakshasas.
rakshasas, asuras,
Asuras, yeah.
yeah,
Danav.
they they basically wanted to have the richness of the earth. Sorry, the seas and the ocean. So they did something called as manthan. Okay, sorry. Well, okay, we'll complete these two and then we'll stop. The devotee demigods and the demons are once took part in the churning of the sea. So this is the story I was trying to say. From this churning, nectar and poison were produced, and Lord Shiva drank the poison. From the nectar was produced many entities, of which there was a horse named Ucheshwara. Another animal produced from the nectar. There was an elephant named Airavata. Because these two animals were produced from the nectar, they are gave special significance. and thus they are representative of Krishna. Among the human beings, the king is the representative of Krishna because Krishna is the maintainer of all the living and all the universe. Sorry. Among the human beings, the king is the representative, and Krishna is the maintainer of the universe and the king, and who are appointed on account of their godly qualifications are maintainers of the kingdom. So, king is like the topmost in the kingdom, right? So that's how Krishna is that topmost. Kings like Yudhishthir Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, Sri Ram were all highly righteous kings who always thought of the citizens' welfare. In the Vedic literature, the king is considered to be representative God. In this age, however, with the corruption of the principles of religion, monarchy decayed and is finally abolished. The kings are no more the kings. They are morally very degraded. That is the present age, but still. Um, In this age, however, with the corruption of the principles of religion, monarchy decayed and is finally abolished. It is to be understood that in the past, however, people were more happy in the righteous king. So people are happy in the righteous king, okay? Uh, but if the monarchy decayed, then it has to be abolished, and this modern form of democracy has to be established. Okay, so we'll stop here. 10.27. We'll continue next week. 10.28. Any questions or comments?
This is very motivating, Prabhuji. Knowing about the best things in the nature.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, no more questions?